bought this 96 Triton ute for 750 bucks. It had some of the worst bearing noise I've ever heard. It was so loud I couldn't tell whether it was the diff or the bearings. I've just completed all the bearings in the whole car and it drives perfectly well, dead quiet. So if you want to know how to do bearings in your Triton, watch this video. Right, brake hub. Oh, I better take the park brake off. Comes off easy, or should do. Puller might help. Most well-designed rear axles, you can pull them out and leave all the braking system there. This one, you can't. You have to take the whole lot out, which is really not cool, but you know, it's not that hard. The worst bit is the handbrake cable. So no further ado, I'm just going to remove all the brake pads and bits. Pair of multi grips is the easiest for the spring. Grip onto it. So I'm gripping the end of the park brake. Slipped, but it released it. So you can pull it all off in one piece like that without too much drama. It's just the worst design. So there's a little springs in that slot. You can pull that out. At least I'm not the only noisy one around here. So this is still probably one of the hardest parts of this whole job. I found the best solution is get a pair of multi-grips on the back side, which is on behind here, and grip it on so you can twist the cable. A pair of, I use these bent nose pliers and just clip each of the tags in as you twist and keep pulling, and eventually comes loose. And even finger loose. Beautiful. I've been working on 70s cars and everything's just rusted. There's no rust in this. So I built this little rig out of a bearing puller and strapped it around the axle and used the long rods. I had 3 different sizes and this one was just enough. And as you can see in there, it cracked the seal. Some fluid's coming out of it and it's now free to come out. And there you have it. That's how you remove an axle. So yeah, that's why your bearings go. It's when the seal here fails. And looks alright. And that's interesting. There's meant to be a gasket. Didn't fall in the oil, did it? No, I would have seen it on the other side. Well, anyway, the other side had a gasket here. Someone has been in here before. Anyway, all good. I did the other side with a screwdriver. It's scored in there. Oh, it's the oil you can smell.
Is that oil?
It's diff oil, yeah. Yes, diff oil. It's just not smell-o-vision. Diff oil has a lovely stench to it. This is working. Ah, that's how you do it. I think this bearing is the reason I sold this car, because it's really loud and I couldn't tell whether it was diff noise or bearing noise, and he'd already replaced the diff, he said. So he probably just went, oh fuck it, no more. So the bearing kit, that's a seal that goes inside the hub. This is the seal that goes in the axle. Clip here, pair of splitters, wire pliers. So you have to get this off. I made the mistake of trying to press it off using the surrounds. It doesn't work, so you have to cut it off, and I'll cut it off now and I'll get the cold chisel. Right, trusty cut-off saw. Now obviously don't cut near the axle itself, you don't want to nick it. I found that the other side had nicks in it from a butcher before me. I just cut as close as I can and straight down. You don't have to cut it all the way through. Something cracked. Ooh. Ow, my thumb. Destroying the bearing. But you can tell that it's moved by that ridge, but it hasn't moved up. But that will press out. Okay, my friends, if you haven't bought a press, buy one. This could not be done without a press. This one only cost me $100 second hand, some cheap Chinese thing again. I have no idea if the gauge works. It seems to only go up to 2000 bar PSI. And that, my friends, is the only way to take this piece off. It's all pressed together. That back side is the seal. Push in, and we have to remove the bearing race, which you just use a screwdriver and hammer. Let's go back out in the sunshine. Easy as that. That soft feeling when something moves. Ta-ding! Sweet sound of success. Make sure it's all clear. old gasket material. Just to help it in. It's not a seal, so it shouldn't be anything else but a bit of grease. Use a ring. Maybe use a rag. Let's put the seal in. I'm going to use a bit of gasket maker. It's probably not quite the right thing. Just a little bit on the outside. Where's my... That's not a bad fit. Make sure it's nice and clean. So the edge there is where it seals. Bit of sealant around there. Sweet. Right. Proper bearing grease. Big blob of it in your hand. Everyone's seen this before. And this is the collet. This goes with the chamfer face down. Now I'm going to put this in the press and use a piece of round or square extrusion. Just press it all in. I should have filmed this because I made a spectacular mistake. So I'm using that piece of square iron with the axle to press it all in place. I have to go up to 2,500 if that is correct. And guess what I did? Whoops. I should have had central support and not been pressing on the studs. That went out with a big bang. No matter. All can be repaired. So clip. Tell whether it's gone there enough by just testing it there. Get your splitter pliers. There was a bit of quite a bit of old gasket on there. Make sure it's dry. It's pretty dry. And some old make gasket. You can put it on fairly liberally. There's a bit of grease just on that seal, just a little bit, so it goes in smoothly. Now make sure, I have to make sure this is the right way around, because at the moment the studs are pushed out and the wheel won't turn. glad I learnt that trick because it just makes life so much easier. Well, I hope that helped you get your bearings fixed. So this car I bought cheap and I'm trying to get it roadworthy. There's a few other items I need to see to. I think shock absorbers, brake pads, speedo cable. I think that's about it. I'm seeing what it's like to buy a shitty old car for next to nothing and what the true costs are to get them on the road. Anyway, I want to get this roadworthy, and if you want to see my progress, please subscribe. Cheers.